Story of the Breakfast Cereal Monsters Part 1. Count Chocula is the main villain of the story. Captain Crunch is the hero of the story. He hunts down all monsters. The two have had a rivalry for thousands of years. They're both immortal. Count Chocula killed the brother of Captain Crunch. Boo Berry is the ghost of Captain Crunch's brother. He helps him out on adventures. Count Chocula does experiments in the dungeon of his castle. He created Frankenberry, who is his main muscle. Snap, Crackle, and Pop live in the dungeon of Count Chocula's castle. They are almost completely blind and never see the light of day. That's why their eyes look like that. But they help him make his creations, such as they wanted to create a race of flying monster bad guys, and that's where Toucan Sam came from. He was an experiment, but he was the second experiment. Sonny, the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy, was the first failed experiment. That's why he's crazy. Join me next time for part 2 on the Breakfast Cereal Monster story. The story. Breakfast Cereal Monster Story Part 2. In Part 1 we covered that Count Chocula is the main bad guy, Captain Crunch is the main good guy, and they are rivals for 1,000 years. Count Chocula makes monsters in the basement of his lab. Like this guy, it went wrong, and this flying henchman, Toucan Sam. He also created Buzz the Cheerios Bee, but ditched him as an infant because he was too happy. Captain Crunch found Buzz as a baby and adopted him. Even though Buzz is technically still a kid, he's full-grown, incredibly strong, and he is a good part of Captain Crunch's team. Along with Boo Berry, who is the ghost of Captain Crunch's brother. Another big villain in the story is Lucky, the Lucky Charms leprechaun. Not only does Captain Crunch hate him, but so does Count Chocula because he couldn't control him. Lucky the leprechaun uses magic and is a shapeshifter and can turn into any form, but he is always given away by the holes in his shadow, which are the Lucky Charm shapes. The Trix rabbit kind of looks like a crackhead junkie because he is. The Trix are food that the kids in town eat to help them grow big and strong, but it has a horrible side effect on him where it turns him into a giant monster like Jekyll and Hyde. The Trix are just for kids. Come back tomorrow for Part 3. Part 3 of my Breakfast Cereal Monsters story. We've already established that Count Chocula... It's alright. Okay, so...
This one goes... I'm born.
Come back.
Yo, what's up?
Kim Vega. It's no. I
Weird unsolved. No.
hold up.
Part 3 of my Breakfast Cereal Monsters story. We've already established that Count Chocula is the main bad guy, and that Captain Crunch is the main good guy. Rounding out the rest of the characters are these. Strawberry Shortcake rose out of the ground, full grown, in a poison strawberry patch. She's kind of like Poison Ivy in Batman, where she is poison, but also sweet. She lives with Tony the Tiger. They kind of have a Beauty and the Beast thing going where they live together. He is actually much taller than her. Strawberry Shortcake and Tony the Tiger are not bad guys, but they're also not good guys, as they have both fought against Count Chocula, who's always trying to recruit them onto his team, but they don't want any part of it, and Captain Crunch, because he's a good guy, and sometimes they do bad things. Sugar Bear is a straight-up bad guy. He is giant and ferocious and will kill anything in his path, and he loves sugar also, and blood and meat and stuff, because look at his face. Even Count Chocula stays away from him. Everyone thinks the Diggum Frog is just a crazy homeless guy that lives in the town. He's actually an ancient hero with no memory of his past. He's an amnesiac. And that's the story. I might make a book out of it one day. In the meantime, you can buy all these prints in my shop. Part